Shaq just said he's sure Team USA won't win gold in the next Olympics, which is definitely a bold statement, but is there any actual cause for concern? Let me try and predict the 2028 Olympic roster and answer the question. Is Team USA really in trouble? Let's start with guards. An integral to any success in a FIBA tournament is a reliable ball handling point guard. With almost certainty, considering his recent experience with Team USA, Tyrese Halliburton is a lock. He is one they are certainly investing in for the future. Joining him, there are a potential number of other options, including Ja Morant, Reed Shepherd, Darius Garland, and even an outside case for Rutgers' Dylan Harper, a top 5 potential pick in 2025. While I am slightly concerned regarding his lack of experience in FIBA, having never represented Team USA at any level, Ja Morant would currently still have the highest profile of that group of players. There is no denying the talent, facilitating craft, and athletic X factor he brings. However, his lack of an outside shot is a concern. I do think his game otherwise could adapt well. Think an A++ version of Dennis Schroeder, but here's hoping he starts shooting above 35% from 3 before then. So we have 2 ball handlers and facilitators. However, both aren't exactly defensive experts. Much like Jrue Holiday was used to fill out the roster as a glue guy and tough-nosed defensive hound, I think there's an excellent case that Derek White returns at 34 years old and provides the same role. Additionally, Anthony Edwards will also likely return, and he's exactly the two-way player this roster needs. At 27, he'd really be in his prime, and who knows, perhaps by then he's a 30-point-a-game scorer and even an MVP recipient. Could he be Team USA's real first option this time?
I'm still the number 1 option. Y'all might look at it differently. I don't look at it no differently.
So, who else can round out the guard rotation? As an incredible servant of Team USA and with a strong candidate for captaincy, Devin Booker should return and will perform any role expected of him. Book also adds additional value as he can be deployed as a wing as well. Now let's look at wings. Here is where it gets interesting. Now there's a wild card and a pretty big one. Apparently, Windhorst said Team USA would give KD a provisional yes for LA in 2028, and KD hasn't shut down the idea as well. For me, the idea of KD at 39 years old going for his 5th gold is just too exciting. So now we have 6 players and half of our squad carved out. Therefore, we need to be more strategic about how we decide the rest. As wings add the most versatility, let's add 2 more. Considering we have Booker and KD, we need some youth here. Let's try and invest in the upcoming generation. In the next 2 drafts, we have the exciting prospects of Ace Bailey in 2025 and AJ Dembinsa in 2026. I won't consider prospects later than 2026, as it would be extremely difficult to project, plus unlikely Team USA would take prospects without at least some experience in the league. Now Ace Bailey, along with Dylan Harper, is worth watching Rutgers alone this upcoming NCAA basketball season. He's a 6'9" athletic phenom with a varied face-up game and a tough shot-making extraordinaire. In terms of draft comparisons, he is routinely getting compared to a young T-Mac. However, for my money, AJ Dembinsa is the more exciting prospect. Projected to be the first overall pick in 2026, Dembinsa has the size, athleticism, and skills combination which has scouts salivating. At 6'9" with a 7-foot wingspan, Dembinsa is a rare upper-tier athlete and a certified 3-level bucket getter, doing his best works on pull-ups and in transition. His motor is unrelenting on both ends, and he complements this defensively, stalking guards and forwards while living rent-free in their heads afterwards. With his special two-way potential, he is certainly one that Team USA will set aside for the future. Now, this next one is up for debate. Considering Jason Tatum's lack of playing time in Paris, he may have completely soured on competing for Team USA again in the future. However, if he's available and willing, Tatum at 30 should be another lock. Tatum brings experience, scoring, and versatility to the roster, as he could also spot up at the 4 as well. Let's just hope he can return to form shooting, as Tatum shot 26% from downtown in the finals and didn't hit a single 3 throughout his time in Paris. So now we arrive at power forward selections, and there are 3 enticing options here. Unfortunately, we can only bring 2, which will be tough. First on our list of candidates, you have the eternal upside of Zion Williamson. As we speak, it is already the season where Zion body transformation pictures are coming out. As a basketball fan, I live in the perpetual hope that this will finally be the year that he puts it together off the court and the health issues will fade. When healthy, there is no doubt he is one of the most dynamic and unstoppable inside scoring threats within the league. Competing against him is the likely 2025 first overall pick, Cooper Flagg, who impressed in the Team USA select team. The next in the long line of White Duke villains, he projects as a defensive Swiss Army knife, equally adapting at switching, off-ball defense, and rim protection. Then, lastly, we have Paolo Banchero, who already represented Team USA in the 2023 World Cup and impressed in his sophomore season. Banchero played 80 games in 2023 and 4, scoring 22 points a game and making his first All-Star team. Banchero for me is kind of a LeBron light type player, having that power and athleticism inside creates such mismatch potential. Plus, he'd be 25 and you'd imagined he'd have made it onto an All-NBA team or two by then. Ultimately, with only 2 places, I'll go with Flag and Banchero. At this point in his career, Zion is just too much of a question mark health-wise. Plus, the defensive concerns regarding Zion's game would also worry me, and I prefer Flag's upside and versatility as a defender. I also think in 4 years, we could see Banchero moving beyond just a solid defensive player as well. We got 2 spots remaining, so let's talk about centers. One of the choices is pretty obvious. Chet Holmgren is a versatile weapon, offering a spot-up threat, vertical spacing, and a unique talent in terms of rim protection. He is Team USA's trump card against Wemby, and the basketball world will be salivating to see a rematch of the Under-19 World Cup, but this time on the grandest stage possible. Joining him, we need a veteran presence. At 35, Anthony Davis will theoretically be available for selection. Joel Embiid, then 34, is also a big name that could be considered. However, with both guys being in the twilight of their careers in 28 and both not exactly being known as Iron Men, I think it is unlikely either would factor in. Instead, I think Team USA again goes for the safe choice here and picks one of their more underappreciated recent selections, Bam Adebayo. At 31, Bam has the chance to get his 3rd gold, and Team USA can be pretty confident in his effort, leadership, experience, and that his game translates to FIBA conditions. Now that we have our 12, I have to say nailing down this list was a challenge. So let's name a couple of honorable mentions. My toughest cut was Alex Caruso, as I personally think that Team USA should fill out their roster with elite role players rather than trying to recreate the dream team with each Olympics. The idea of White and Caruso together is pretty luring, as they could provide a pair of on-ball disruptors that would give opposing teams fits. In that spirit, I also considered Ausar Thompson, as defensively his rookie season impressed me, and you'd have to hope by 2028 he'd have sorted out his shooting woes. Finally, I was also interested in taking Cam Boozer, as he looks like a pro-ready, polished power forward prospect and the likely 2nd overall pick in 2026, but the competition was just too stacked in terms of talent there. Now, who would be the starting 5, you may ask? I think we have to go at Ja at the point, Anthony Edwards at the 2, Booker playing the 3, Banchero at the 4, and Chet playing the 5. As much as I'd like to start our 39-year-old captain, KD, I think we have to save his energy and bring him on for short periods to get buckets as instant offense. To be honest, there are a few things more demoralizing in FIBA basketball terms than seeing KD get ready to come in. So how will this team perform? Now, we are really getting hypothetical here. However, you have to like this team's chances considering the talent, and you think with the home court advantage, they can at least make the gold medal game. There, based on my projections, they'd face a rematch against France, now led by 24-year-old Wemby, who by that time could be the world's best player. However, it won't just be him, as Nolan Traore is viewed by some scouts as a bigger Tony Parker. Now that's a scary thought, and a top 5 pick in 2025. Not only that, but we could see the roster filled out by NBA talent the likes of Ricochet, Sarr, and Saloon. France is truly becoming a basketball factory and a scary proposition in 4 years. It could really be 2 basketball superpowers colliding. So that's my squad for Team USA in Los Angeles in 2028. What do you think? Is there anyone I missed out? Who would you bring? Let me know in the comments section below. Also, if you enjoyed the video, please press the like button and subscribe for more NBA content.